fun. I can't with them. And we're chilling. We're like, yeah, let's go get a sailboat. We're gonna sail. And then we get down to the beach. We're like, oh man, the lineup was like so long, and we're like last place in line, and we're just stuck. And all the sailboats get taken instantly. And we're like, oh man, I guess we're not gonna be sailboating. And then you hadn't tried paddleboarding at the time. So Cam's like, yeah, let's try paddleboarding. Like, I've never done it before. This will be fun. And so we finally sign in, check in, get all of our stuff to go out. And the best part is, like, there were no paddleboards when we got to the front of the line. And then all of a sudden, like, we see these two girls coming in, putting their paddleboards on the beach, and like returning all their equipment. And we're like, yes, we get 2 brand new paddleboards. And I can't remember what you guys call these 2 girls, but
soccer girl number 1,
soccer girl number 1, and volleyball girl number 2. So,
was it volleyball girl number 1?
So anyway,
they had names.
Cam's like, yes, we get to go doing this. And he's got his shirt off, everything, and he's got his getting his life jacket hat on. He's like strutting down to the beach, like past these girls, like being the manliest man that he can be. Walking past these 2 girls, like, yeah, I'm going paddleboarding. So these girls they were really good at paddleboarding. So they like paddled, they're all standing up, doing all that kind of stuff. And Cam's like, I've never done it before. All the confidence in the world, just like oozing confidence. He's gonna do this. He's gonna be the man of the hour in front of these 2 girls. So he puts his board out on the water, and he doesn't even get one step. One step on the board. And he puts his foot half on the board, and just instantly, I looked away, and then I looked back, and Cam is already halfway down. He is just bailing as hard as you can go, and just like, he didn't even get a half step, like he didn't even get his weight off onto the board. He touched that board, and it hit him down somehow. Somehow he was just dead. What's that guy's name where he runs out and goes, oh! And then he's sitting there, he gets down, so he's just like, boom, bails, he's sitting in the water, still oozing confidence. Somehow. And he's like, I don't think we should paddleboard. And so he walks back, signs in his little paddleboard paddle, and takes a kayak. Have a fun time on the water. But it was the funniest thing, because it was just like, the man went out to try something new, and he fell down, but it was like, still the best of it. Confidence still there. So like, for a camp experience, for me, that was one of the funniest moments of the day. And I'm losing my voice already, man. This is so bad. I just got here. And I don't know, but a lot of you guys haven't been here before. So there's this, I can't believe we even talked about it. There's this guy named Jesus, and when we talk about God and all these kind of other stuff, so we don't get a lot of time to talk about some pretty deep stuff in life. We go to school and we kind of, like, you talk about the normal things that everybody talks about. The girls, the homework sucks, the sports, the chess club. If you're that if you're good at that stuff. I am not. So like whatever you're into, that's your topics of discussion. But the thing is, we forget about, like, there's some other, like, personal stuff in our lives and stuff that goes on at home, and like there's tough conversations and tough life events that happen, and sometimes we don't talk about that. Sometimes we go through life and like we think we're walking with confidence all through life, right? And sometimes you step on that board, just like Cam did, and things will send you for a loop. You don't get that perfect step on. You aren't the champ right away. And high school is tough. So much stuff changes in high school. Like, so many tough things come up in high school. It's like a lot of you guys, this is your first time being in such a massive environment, and you feel like nothing. You disappear. And like, you know what? Like, this is why I've done Young Life for 6 years. I think 7 years almost. And so the thing is, like, this is such a cool place because, you know what? You are who you are, and people interact with you, and people say hi to you, and it's such a cool place that, like, you don't get that in high school. We forget that people are people in high school. actually, you gotta grab this. And so, like, here at Young Life, we want to talk about that other stuff. We got a bunch of leaders around, and you saw us all acting up here. There's a lot of them to name names. You can learn them, we're going to McDonald's after, so you can learn and meet, and all the new people can meet some of the other leaders. But there's serious stuff that we try and talk about, so feel free to open up about stuff or come find us if anything comes up and that kind of thing. It's just that's the type of place we want here. But anyways, we also, the second thing is we talk about God, and it's not something that's talked about. The world kind of images it in such a different way, but you know what? Like, I want to give you kind of snippets of how I see it, because in my life when I grew up, again, there was a time period in my life God was nothing. Like it was not important. It was just like, oh yeah, like if a guy's floating up in the sky, fantastic. When like I might make it, like it's good. And if not, like whatever, it's all good. But you know what? Like there's this guy named Jesus, and this is the Bible, by the way. And there's this cool story I just want to read to you. And it's from a book called Luke, written by a guy named Luke.
It's true.
I never noticed. And this guy named Luke, he lived next to Jesus. So a lot of this stuff is taken with what Jesus said. And it's verse 46. It says, "And you experts in the law, shame on you because you load people down with burdens they cannot carry, and you yourselves will not lift one finger to help them." This is pretty crazy because like, when we talk about God, a lot of times our image of church is negative and skewed, and those kind of things they distort our views in a lot of ways. And the cool part is this guy named Jesus, he was talking to the people like in the church and this kind of stuff. And you know what? Like life is tough, so not everybody's got it together. And this is the best part. That verse, like it goes on to say, "You do not lift a finger." Like you don't understand what's like. What am I missing? You load people down with burdens they cannot carry. So what was happening is these people were saying that God expected perfection. God expected you to be a perfect human. He said, "You live perfectly. That's what God expects of you." And the best part is this guy named Jesus, he came and he's like, you know what? That's not true. That's the furthest thing from the truth. Perfection is not even close to what God wants from you. You know what? He knows that you're going to be stepping on that paddleboard. He knows you're going to be taking falls. And you know what? If you can get up and have confidence that you're going to be all right, that's a good thing. That's what he wants. And then you learn from that stuff. Sometimes it's not so easy. But the thing is, like, sometimes we see a view of, like, we're given this view of we're expected to be perfect. That's what the world tells you. That's what the world says God wants from you. That's what your parents sometimes want from you. That's what other people want from you. Your friends expect from you. And you know what? This life isn't about being perfect. It's not. You guys are going to make mistakes through high school and that kind of stuff. It's easily done. I've done it. A lot of mistakes. A lot of mistakes. So that's one thing. This guy named Jesus, and we'll talk about him later and as throughout the year. But perfection is not the key. And the thing is, he goes on and he says, "You will not lift one finger to help those people." He also kind of hits on that each one of us is meant for other people. We're meant to be in relationships with people, have friendships, and be helped out by people. This isn't a journey by yourself. And so as we go through the year, again, like, meet people. Because these people are going to be people that are going to walk life beside you and lift you up when you fall down. And these guys who are, I'm going to call them the rule guys, that this guy named Jesus said, these rule guys aren't exactly right about life. Life is not about rules. And that's funny because it's coming from something that we think is kind of the book of rules. This is the book of the Ten Commandments, the rules that a lot of people talk about. And there's obvious ones, like you know how you're walking through the street and there's electrical things. It's like high voltage. Don't touch this. Probably shouldn't touch it. It's a good rule, you think, right? Like, kind of similar to this. There's rules like don't murder people. Pretty good one. It should be followed. But the thing is, like, these people were building up rules and expectations and perfections, and that's not what this is. So I want you guys to go throughout this year and just know that, like, we'll be talking about this stuff, but you know, don't think this is anything like too high and unreachable and that kind of stuff. And Jesus says this life isn't about rules. You guys can live your life truly, be free to make mistakes. And I hope throughout this year you guys can feel pretty comfortable to ask questions about this. The topic of God is a pretty big one, and it's pretty tough. And if you don't believe it, fair to you. That doesn't mean you're not welcome here and that kind of thing. It's still the place for you guys, and we want to hang out, we want to have fun, we want to sing songs and whatever else crazy stuff we have planned for you throughout the year. Sports, video games. So yeah, I challenge you guys to keep an open mind throughout the year, and just know that hey, no one's expecting perfection. And you guys, I know this is my last night, and I just want to say thank you to all you guys who were here for the last year and who I got to meet, and the privilege of laughing with and laughing at. In a good way. But yeah, and thanks for listening, guys, and I hope that you can also listen to this.